the chief launcher or the unveiler with the sum of 1 million naira. We believe that justice will be done in our country.
Your Excellencies, all the guests here present, all through my political career, two things I've advocated. One is resource control, the other is return to functional fiscal federalism. And I'm glad to see that today somebody is putting down the way forward towards, because that adds up to restructuring. Today I'm happy to see that somebody is putting together the state by which we have to achieve that restructuring. But I must refer to the speech of the chairman of the occasion, who is the secretary to the government of the federation. He talked about restructuring is an imperative. I was very happy to hear that in the speech. He said also that we must empower the subnationals. That means devolution of power. I'm very happy to hear that. And then he goes on to say there must be a dialogue. That I took note of because it's only dialogue that leads us to a new constitution. Let me emphasize that you cannot carve a masterpiece out of rotten wood. So we cannot amend this constitution. We have to go back to creating a new constitution. Thank you very much, sir. And I will support this occasion with 1 million naira. Thank you.
The chairman of this occasion, ladies and gentlemen, I am representing His Royal Highness the Emir of Kefi. And when I was coming, we did not discuss how much I should pick a book. But I will pick 2 copies, and I believe you will discuss.
Mr. Chairman, and the great author, my brother and friend, and the lovely wife, who is my younger sister and my daughter, but he doesn't bring palm wine for me at the end of every year, which he ought to be doing, marrying my daughter. Professor Antonia, I hope you are hearing that. Tell him every December that he must bring me a calabash of palm wine. This is a very interesting topic. I will not take your time. Just to say that I've written extensively on this thematic area, restructuring. If you do not restructure Nigeria, I can tell you federalism, by whatever name. The important thing is that the current system we operate is too behemoth, too elephantine, too unruling, that it can't work, can never take us to Eldorado. 67 items. And how you live with your wife in your house, it can't work. I therefore believe that this book has come at the right time when members of the Patriots are also clamoring for this new constitutional dispensation. And without a brand new constitution, agreed to by the people after extensive debate and subjected to a national referendum, as was done to the Constitution of 10th August 1963, that birthed the Midwest region, the old Midwest region from the Western region, we cannot move anywhere. Let us not deceive ourselves. We are tottering. We are going without a compass. May God bless Nigeria as we read and digest this book and try to do the needful. Thank you all. I will launch 2 copies here with the sum of 1 million naira.
Thank you very much. I see that the touch has come over to us. So maybe we can restructure ourselves this way. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I want to join on behalf of the Pan-Niger Delta Forum. Sorry, my attention is distracted. Okay. on behalf of the Pan Niger Delta Forum, of which all our sons and daughters from the South are members by birth. To address this subject matter. But I fundamentally disagree and derogate from the things that have been said by the book reviewer, that some of those people who have been commenting this subject do not understand the subject. They do. On the contrary, it is the people that don't want to understand what restructuring means that don't want to understand. Restructuring is a matter of semantics. It is simply for us to go back and review what was there, to relook at it, restore it, reorder it. So it's just semantics. But what is fundamental is that nations are built by foundational principles. When nationalism started in Nigeria, it came in the aftermath of the Indian independence. And before this event started, I was in a conversation with Chief Chibuike Amechi on the fact that our founding fathers had elite consensus. They reminded each other at every beck and turn that we are different, but we have chosen to be one. There was a consensus that Nigeria, and whenever Azikiwe told Sadwana or Tafa Balewa that we are one, they said, no, Zik, we are not one, but we have decided to be one as a people. India and Pakistan, on the eve of their independence, said, we don't want to be one. British separate us. And they were separated. But in case of Nigeria, our father said, we want to be one. Then they now said, these are the principles on which we are going to stay together. We are fundamentally derogated. We are fundamentally departed from those foundational principles. So when people talk about restructuring, whether it is fiscal regime, or it is devolution of power, or it is any other thing, it is saying that let us try as much as possible to erect those pillars that our fathers erected as guiding countries do. And that is what happened in America after 1776. George Washington, Thomas Paine, Jefferson, and all of them, Federalist Papers, agreed these are the principles for the American Constitution. So when we talk about restructuring, as Obang Victor Atta said, there were principles. So we're happy that Your Excellency have put this down, and we should allow more Nigerians to converse, to discuss, and spread the ideas in this book and similar thoughts, and let us see how we can make our country better. The restructuring is just a word. Let us look more at the moral and ethical background to that word, restructuring. On that note, I'd like to say that we from the South hold very strongly that we need to keep conversing about our country. We should not shut down people from talking, and we will buy copies of this book for all the state chapters of PANDEF with a sum of 1 million naira. Thank you.
Good afternoon, distinguished gentlemen here. My name is Mohammed Jamu, and I'm standing here for Rabiu Musa Konkoso. When last night he asked me to be here to represent him, I felt it's a great honor to always be present where issues of knowledge are being discussed. And the topic of this book, Restructuring Nigeria, the Way Forward, is one particular and pertinent issue, which I believe launching this book at this particular time will spark the conversation going forward, because this has been on people's mind. Whether you are from the northern part of the country or you are from the southern part of the country, at some point you'll have to ponder and ask yourself, who is even marginalizing who in Nigeria? So this is part of the conversation where we have to keep talking about. And His Excellency Rabiu Musa Konkoso has asked me to pay in 1 million naira and take 5 copies of this book. And at the same time, I personally, because of the respect and regard I have for the author, who I have known for almost 20 years, I knew him when we met during campaign of Governor Odili to be the president of Nigeria. You were executive assistant to the governor at that time. I remember I was at the Brick House to have meetings with you. So for the respect of you being an author and writing, which I believe should be what the younger Nigerians need to adopt now, I will take a copy at 500,000 naira. I wish you very well, and may you continue to illuminate the path going forward for Nigerians to ponder. Maybe that will take us to the promised land. Thank you and congratulations for your effort. And in recognizing, I have to recognize my boss, Sir Austin Adiele Opara, the Diki Ajine Zemba one of Ikwere Kingdom. I have recognized him sitting there. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Please let's put our hands together for the unveiler one more time. I hope you're not leaving us yet. We're not done. And so, but then, of course, I'd like to remind us that book presentation and unveiling and launch is a continuum. It never comes to an end. So please, we have more people here who would like to announce what they have. Okay, he's sending a message across to me right away. Thank you so much. If you have cash, if you intend to pick 1, 2, 3, 10, 50 copies of this book at a particular amount, please do not hesitate to beckon on us. We have the slips already.
First of all, I want to congratulate my brother, friend, and classmate, His Excellency Celestine Omehia. I'm the chairman of the Nigerian Law School class of '86, and we are here as a group. JK Gatzama, the book reviewer, Professor Kinshaya George, Mohammed Sajo, my humble self, we are all here on behalf of the class. We will take 20 copies for 1 million naira. Congratulations.
So we have someone here who wants to make a pledge.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes.
Just before the pledge, do me a favor. Ezekiel Refinery is supporting this book with a sum of 1 million naira. And then, of course, the Zidon group of companies is also picking 2 copies for 500,000 naira. So that's a total of 1.5 million. Ezekiel Group and Ezekiel Refinery and Zidon Group. Please, I'm picking the 4 copies and I'm handing over to them. Can the ushers please approach the persons as we do this? We have to do this with some business sense. Please, quickly, approach the man who is picking the 4 copies right now. Get me 4 copies. 4 copies quickly for Ezekiel Group. We do it on the spot. Please come with me. The man standing. He will put down his initials. If he's giving us cash, he will send it immediately. But on the other hand, we need to display the account number for those who would want to send theirs and make transfers immediately. Please. All right, please, let's hear you.
Good afternoon. I'm here on behalf, it's a pledge, on behalf of Sir Godfrey Ohwabunwa. He'll be supporting the book with 500,000, 3 copies.
Thank you very much. I'm very honored to announce that Mr. Austin Opara will be supporting this event and pledging. Oh, the former Deputy Speaker of Right Honorable Austin Opara will be making a pledge of 1 million naira for 5 copies of the book. Can we give him a round of applause, please?
No, it's not a pledge. Oh, it's not a pledge. So, how much is here? 500,000. Please approach the author. He might want to autograph that for you. Thank you. Yes. Please, can we give the special guest of honor a copy of the slip? He'll fill it for us. He's picking 5 books for 1 million naira. Please, where are the ushers? You're all standing there. Come here, please. He'll just put his initials down and phone numbers. We have for 20 copies here, Dr. Igali is picking 20 copies for 1 million, although we've not been told how much a copy goes for. So if 20 is 1 million, at what rate, sir? Celestine Omehia, sir. How much is a copy of the books?
No, I'm sorry, sir.
Launching is different from.
Okay, thank you very much. 20 copies. Can we get that to the PANDEF national chairman immediately? Forgive me, sir. Sir? 20. 20. Madam, just give him a slip, then he'll just give you 20 copies. Nigerian Law School. Is someone taking this down? Nigerian Law School class of 86. Okay, please, they are picking 20 copies for 1 million naira. Can somebody be picking this, please?
Please let them supply 20 to this person.
Okay, your phone number is not here, sir. His phone number. Hold on now. I've given them to her. The 20 for the PANDEF national chairman. Law school, 20 copies. So make that arrangement for him. PANDEF national chairman. Yes, that's Dr. Igali. He's here. This is the person collecting for. Madam, come. This is the person collecting for him 20 copies. He's taking 2 copies for 200,000 naira. And his phone number is here. Thank you so much, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, to ensure that everything is done in an orderly fashion, please simply raise up your hand with your card.
We will bring the books to you.
The books will be brought to you. The ushers will meet you.
Just hold on.
And would like to crave your indulgence to be patient, as there will be a signing ceremony shortly after this, where the author himself will be signing the books.
Okay, please, can we all take our seats, please? Someone left his phone. Please check your pockets. Someone left his phone just now. Check your pockets. But very quickly, please, let's settle down. We're not done, actually. We have a panel to discuss this book. Please, can we settle down, please? If you have the slip, this is what we're going to do, sir. You bring your slip to us with what you have filled on it, then we can possibly give you the book. The slip first. Please, carry with us. Chief Unveiler, sir, we need you around here, sir. We need your protection. Please, if you come with a slip and it's already filled with your phone number and the amount you're giving, we can then Mr. and Mrs. Okay, OCE Momo, 500,000 naira for 2 copies. Please. Thank you. Please, we are not done yet. Can we please settle down briefly? Can we please settle down, sirs? Please. The author, sir, if you are seated, I'm sure everybody that favor, sir. Please, kindly just tarry with us a while. Where are the secretaries? Please, can we settle down briefly? We are not done yet. Going to do. If you are coming forward here to pick a copy or 2 of this book, you must come with a slip filled with your phone number, your email address, and then, of course, the amount you want to and date of redemption, if it is a pledge. But if it is going to be instant transfer, I'd like to please crave on the indulgence of the media to please put on the screen the account number, please. Please. The friend of the author from America is picking 2 copies for $1,000. Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate. Please hold on. We have an announcement to be made. Please hold on.
On behalf of Chief Barrister Dumo Lulu Briggs, is doing a token sum of 1 million. And I, Chief Baba Nastame, who happened to be his son in secondary school, I served this reverend gentleman in County Grammar School, Ikwereche. I'm just going to buy a copy too for 200,000. Thank you, sir.
Do we have anyone who wants to make an announcement?
For the guests who want to pay via POS, if you look to the right of the hall, the lady in black over there, she has a POS machine. You can just signify to her and she'll meet you so that you can make your donation. Thank you very much.
Please, we are pleading with you. For the love we have for the author, so 5 copies. Have you filled this? Okay, just fill it, sir. Can we bring ushers? We have very many ushers. Please, if you have a copy of the slip, can you just raise it up for me to see? Please give them the slips. You're not to keep them. Hand over the slips to our distinguished guests. Please, that's what it is meant for. Please, if you intend to make an announcement as to how much you're contributing, picking a copy of this book for, please kindly just beckon on us and we'll invite you over.
No, not the dancers. Let's discuss. No, not the dancers. This is going. After that, you can go and do the.
Please, those of you who have funds with you, cash, or intend to transfer, please, can we have the account number on display on the screens, please? But of course, on the platform, you already have the account number. So can the ushers please make sure they hand every individual in this hall a copy of that slip, the pledge slip. But please, date of redemption is important. If it is a pledge, please write pledge. If it is cash, indicate it is cash. Thank you very much. I think at this juncture, we'll be inviting the persons who will be doing us the honor of having to discuss this book very quickly. Mr. Chairman, thank you for your patience. The Emir of Kefi, thank you very much for your patience. Nafisa. We'd like to invite very quickly for some of you to sit down here and do this very briefly with us and for us. First, I'd like to invite Ankyo Briggs. Please join us here, ma. Please give her a round of applause as she makes her way here. Please. I would also like to invite Dr. Michael Mary, former DG, National Orientation Agency. Please join us here, sir. We also like to welcome the former DG Nimasa, Dr. Peter Dakuku, Peter Side, Dakuku Peter Side, I beg your pardon. We also invite, Alaju Marsani has gone. Please, I think, can I, both of you are from Niger Delta. Yes, sir, let's have you on the other side. Dr. Mary? Yes, sir. I think I'm going to have to push this forward a little bit because of the podium. If you don't mind, please, briefly. Can you adjust the mics? Thank you. The next set. Okay, a bit closer. Yes. Thank you very much. Please sit. Then the next one, please. The Pandef National Chairman has also excused himself. We're going to invite him over to this side. He's coming. Okay. If the Pandef National Chairman comes in, we would like that he joins the panelists on the side. And then, of course, he'll be sitting there. We will then invite my elder brother, my mentor in this industry, former Chairman Governing Council, NECO, in the person of Dr. Paddy Njoko, to please join us here as the moderator for this session. Can we please give him a round of applause as he makes his way here, please? This is an integral part of this book presentation that we gathered here for, and that's why it's about happening now. Kindly tarry with us a while. This will last for not too long before we bring this entire exercise to a close. The cultural troupe, please just tarry with us a while, please. Don't be in a hurry. The other man we called here has gone. We're expecting that as soon as Dr. God knows Igali OON comes back, he'll take his seat where very close to where the former DG Nimasa is seated. But of course, the conversation will have to start now. This conversation is around the topic and the subject matter, restructuring Nigeria, the way forward. And the man who started this responsibility is a man of very many parts, but of course of great experience. So I'll be handing over proceedings to Dr. Paddy Njoko at this point in time. The microphone is yours, sir.
Your Excellencies, Your Highness, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen that make up the audience, I think that the author has served us a very pertinent lunch. Intellectually for today. The subject he dared delve into has been left to suffer for a long time. And we thank him for having the courage to delve into it and drag all of us along. When I look at the audience and look at their age brackets, the minority in the audience were the people who were born when Nigeria had 3 regions. That's 3 governments and the federal government. Then eventually we had 4 and the federal government. That made 5 before the Civil War came. We seem to have been better off Today we have 801 governments. 801 consuming and not producing. 774 local governments, 36 state governments, and one federal government with all sorts of consuming structures. And we still wonder why we are worse off. So I think it is worth talking about, and that is why we have assembled these brands here to lead us in the chat to talk about the main subject matter of this book. We cannot continue shying away from it. Nobody can come and restructure our families for us. Only we can do it. So also nobody can come from outside to come and restructure Nigeria for us. Only we can restructure our country to suit our purpose and welfare. And that is why we crave your indulgence to allow us a few minutes to deal with this topic so that we can tidy up. Honorable Omehia, I pass on the microphone to you. Time yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your Excellencies,
Please,
ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the opportunity. First, my number one observation is that we want to restructure. And there are people who attended this event who want to govern us. We are discussing it, restructuring Nigeria, and they're not here to hear us. We are still the same people who complain. We are still the same people who have no power to change the situation. Well, talking about the book, Restructuring Nigeria, written by His Excellency Sir Celestine Omehia, I had the privilege of listening to him speak, and I see that he's advancing the need for the acculturation of democracy. It is a good thing to make democracy look like us, like our dress, look like our food, look at like the way we speak. But whatever we do in this democracy, if we do not accompany it with values, with the knowledge of rights, duties, and responsibilities of states and the citizens, we will still be dancing or swimming right back into the problem that we started. Now, yes, I had a brief discussion with the author yesterday. America that we borrowed the democracy from had all manner of people. It was a nation of bandits, criminals, thieves, and so forth and so on. But when they decided and agreed that, look, we should have a nation, they reorganized themselves by themselves. The thieves of America sat down, and the bandits, and agreed to organize their country. Why can't our own thieves that we have in abundance sit down and reorganize our country? We have them. Now, if the issue of reorganization or restructuring is the matter, we don't like the word restructuring, because once restructuring is mentioned in some fora, people get apprehensive, people get worried, people get confused. Let's reorganize. Let's change the name from restructuring to reorganization. It's just to arrange things so that more people will understand and participate and let their voices and energies into trying to build a nation that we need. Look, we cannot pretend to be creating a system today for generations that will come in the next 50 years, in the next 100 years. They will have their own needs. They will have their own demands. Let us do something that will give them a step higher, when they come to redo their own. But we cannot, look, talking about this reorganization, sir. Some nations have done it. There are examples. India did it between 1953 and 1956. Nehru set up only 3 people, 3-man commission to reorganize India. And when that was done, India now saw Indians, the veil was removed from their faces, from their eyes. They now saw the unfettered opportunities that they had in their country. Today, India you can see where India has gone to. Don't forget, India was one of those countries in the past that would not take a decision without Nigeria's input. When the non-aligned movement was the in thing. But today, India does not need us. Indians that used to come here and teach us in primary and secondary school, today they have returned with briefcases to do business, to take the raw materials that you have. Spain has done it. Spain used 7 people to organize their country. In 1975, when Francisco died, 1975, not too far. Even South Africa, that came from the abyss of apartheid and so forth and so on, used 15 people to reorganize South Africa. We have 200 million people. Up till now, we are like headless chicken. We need to look at ourselves. We need to determine the kind of nation we want for ourselves. Forget about the future. If the future is your problem, arrange it for yourself for your today. When they come, they will do better. They will at least they will not come and meet a messed situation. So we need a Nigeria that is driven by attitude and values. Our politics must not be structured in a manner that because the US has a Congress, has a House of Reps, Senate, and so forth and so on. So we must do the same. And you see, somebody said we have 810 governments. We have more than that. That is why small villages are calling themselves nations. Every tribe calls himself nation. We are supposed to be a people within a nation, one Nigeria. So long as the intent of the colonialists would appear to be that, it was a matter of time for us to separate. That is why when the colony of Lagos and the Southern Protectorate were merged together and brought to merge, to amalgamate, so-called, with the North, there were certain loose ends that would have prepared the ground for us to eventually either go our separate ways or decide to work together in a manner that is beneficial to country and people. So unless we begin to, appreciate the challenges that we have passed through, and deny ourselves, and resist, because for fear of inciting Nigerians, but I don't mind if I'm so styled, that we should begin to resist people who do the wrong things against us. We must advocate the right to do the right things in all spaces to avoid or to eliminate the kind of trauma that we go through as a nation in deciding our fate, in spending our resources, and in managing even the politics and systems that we have established to ensure that our democracy works. So Celestine Omehia has presented a critique in his book, an exciting critique that I think and I believe if we all read, we will have something to contribute in our social spaces, in our private spaces, towards the development of Nigeria, our great country. Thank you, and God bless you all. Is that one working? Yes.
Hello? Yeah, okay.
Okay, Lady Ankyo.
Okay. Thank you very much. Standing on already existing protocols, good afternoon, everyone. Being an unapologetic advocate for restructuring of Nigeria, which originated or started from the call, in my humble opinion, from the call ownership, equity, justice. I believe that for Nigeria to move forward, we definitely have to restructure Nigeria. We have to devolve power, and we have to then, in devolving power, have a new constitution. We can't really restructure Nigeria, devolve power with the present 1999 constitution that seems to work for some areas of Nigeria and not for some areas of Nigeria. When we talk about Nigeria, I think it's necessary for us to understand what we mean by restructuring. And I think the book, the author has done well to be explicit in the way that he has explained it. And I think it should no longer be difficult for Nigerians to understand what we mean by restructuring, what we mean by a new constitution, what we mean by devolution. It's most restrictive for us to have these things in place for Nigeria to move. Has brought Nigeria to where we are, goes way back to the amalgamation and all of that. And it's up to us individually really to read our history, to find out how did we get here and how do we unbundle where we are. When people hear indigenous or an indigene or ethnic nationality, they get afraid. There is nothing to be afraid of. We're different people in Nigeria that make up this country that was created for us, that we have come to accept, whether some of us like it or not. We've come to accept that we are Nigerians, but we're different Nigerians in the sense that we have an identity. Each Nigerian has a different identity. And when you claim that identity, it doesn't mean that you're no longer Nigerian or that you're no longer patriotic. To be an indigenous person of a place is simply to have your own language, to have your own culture, maybe even your own religion. That does not take away from the fact that you're still a Nigerian. So we should stop being afraid and stop confusing our people, the ordinary person who just wants to live and live well. Like my brother here on my left said, I mean, there are people who want to be presidents, run for presidency in 2027. Senators were here serving and passed, and they've all gone away. We also have to go to the same functions. But our commitment to the issue of restructuring, which is the only thing, in my opinion, that can move Nigeria forward and begin to reunite Nigeria at all, is to understand that it is necessary for everybody. It doesn't matter whether you're a small ethnic nationality from the South or you're a large ethnic nationality from the North. We're all Nigerians and we're equal, not by size, but by rights for what we are entitled to as Nigerians. If you're 100,000 people, and we're all entitled to the equality of governance, then it doesn't really matter if you're 100 million people. We're all entitled to the same justice and equity. So the devolution of power and restructuring restructuring Nigeria should not take away our identity, should not take away our rights. It should rather empower us to see our diversity, which we do have. I mean, over 300 and so ethnic nationalities. It's offensive to say that smaller number of people are calling themselves nations. People like Egi people in Rivers State, they're small, but they are a people. They speak their own language. They have their own culture. They produce quite a large sum of oil and gas. So just because they are small should not mean that they should be treated as if they should then take smaller share of the dividends of democracy that will empower them, that will develop their areas. So it should be the same for everyone. And it is very key that if we do not accept this as a people and keep insisting that because a state is bigger, therefore it should have more local government. So then it means that a state like Kano that has 44 local government will continue to have the share of 44 local government allocation, while a state like Bayelsa that produces what Kano is going to have 44 of is only going to have 8 of what Bayelsa is producing. And that's why we're calling for restructuring, because if you restructure, you will accept this injustice that the 1999 Constitution has imposed on Nigeria. And if you're sharing allocation by state, then the section that is producing the oil and gas is getting less than the section that is not just producing it. Refusing to discuss this injustice or discussing it quietly and then coming to public and saying, we're one Nigeria, so we're not going to discuss this thing. And that if Ankyo raises it, then it's selfish. No, it's not. It's self-protection. It's the right thing to do. And we can't get there by fighting. We can only get there by agreeing that we need to change how we run government. We need to restructure. We need to have a new constitution that will look at these things and change them. Even the way we choose our leaders, it has to change, because we cannot continue to have a godfather who is insisting, after he has left political position, that he must still somehow be part of the governance of the political position that he has left, i.e., if you're a president or a governor, you must have a say in who takes over from you. No, it shouldn't be like that. There is nothing like godfatherism. It shouldn't be. I'm opposed to it as a person. I reject it as an indigene of Rivers State or any other state, that if somebody somewhere can quietly have a say on what affects me in the immediate, when the person is actually does not have that right in terms of me having voted for those people. So the issue, all of these things I'm talking about, is tied into restructuring. This is what we will have when we restructure. Thank you.
Another round of applause for her, please. Thank you. I wanted you to speak, not to spark. So, Your Excellency, Dr. Gali, please speak. And don't spark.
Thank you very much. Definitely, I'll just speak. Well, I've already had the privilege to say a few things earlier, but let me again congratulate Sir Celestine Omehia for bringing us together. Now, I would like to establish some basic facts. Fact number one is that Nigeria is perhaps Arguably, but I say perhaps one of the best places that God has put human beings together in the world. And some of us are optimists. We believe in this country, and we believe that we can make this country better. However, for us to make this country better, and not just for us, because a few of us are already getting towards the later part of human existence, but to build a country for our children and our children's children. Let's not forget that we all have children, most of us, and they will have children. They must have a country. Now, if we go back to how Nigeria came to be, it is not true that all the problems of Nigeria were caused by Lord Lugard. Not at all. Many countries in the world are or were like us. Somebody brought them together into one. And after that has taken place, what is left for the founding fathers of the country, ladies and gentlemen, is to draw up the foundational principles on which the country can exist. So they tackle some issues. How do we share power among ourselves in the center? The executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. What signposts do we put in place to ensure that there is transparency, there's rule of law, so nobody is above the law? Some people felt that for human beings to stay together, according to the philosophy of Thomas Hobbes, there should be a very strong man like a dictator. Then they will make progress. But others felt that no, human beings are born free. So let them be free, but draw out the principles on how one person's freedom will not impinge on another person's rights. So these are the principles. Now, when our fathers started to tell the British, it's time for you to go, please, for the records, and maybe because we stopped teaching history in our schools, that is why we have the problem. The British did not impose
Thank you very much. And so, what this restructuring that is going to go forward has done is to make explicit the fundamental principles of restructuring. Whether it is fiscal federalism, where whatever you generate, you benefit and say from today, Professor Omehia, you can no longer do this, you can no longer do that. That over concentration of power, as you know, creates authoritative regime. It will simply slide any agenda down. Whether it's the way local governments function, however, local government is a tier of government in the country. But in reality, it is not. It's an appendage to state. There's an argument that in America, the local government and the state government function at the president.
Easier? Yeah, it's like this. This is number. Camera, trying to see. You help me. Yeah, I can't walk all the way to the gate. I didn't even make it. I was just downstairs. I didn't go to the gate. You cannot enter.
That applause was for the cuckoo. You can now give one to Peter Science. We can take two questions.
That's all of them.
Yes, sir. I'm Professor of Ecology. As the FGF, I was hoping that the panelists will recognize the fact that I stayed back as chairman of the education. This is true. The book for which I prepared the speech for the SGF and today was given to me 2 hours to the time we got here. So I just went to myself in my office. listen to him because the way he put it resonated with my person. I'm not so much of a leader, but so much of a thinker in the Bible. I have heard all of you, but I believe that you are all riding a dead horse. Over the years, this talking has not given us what we're looking for, that national integration. We don't have a unifying center of belief. By analogy, if all Nigerians
the authors, and especially the representative of the SDF who tested his professorship by locking himself up and within 2 hours came up with a very resounding paper that he presented here. The author, please come up for photograph. And the chairman. But however it is, let us still clap for Nigeria, where we come from.
Whilst this is on, would invite the person, Amara, who's going to take us very briefly on the spoken words. Amara, please, where are you? So Amara, should please come forward quickly, and then we'll crowd it up with a cultural performance. 5 minutes apiece. All right, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Can we put our hands together for the cultural troupe? Thank you very much, Crystal Feats, cultural troupe. It appears that we've lost most of our audience today, but for the rest of us that have stayed behind, please can we put our hands together for their rendition. So we still have another entertainment presentation for you, and I'd like to bring up to the stage a very beautiful, young and talented lady by the name of Amara, who will be delivering powerful spoken words to this wonderful audience. Can we put our hands together for Amara? She looks so lovely, like Nigeria, green and white. Let's encourage her, please.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'm looking at this crowd as 10,000 Nigerians who needs to hear my voice. And I know you all will be the messenger of this very message. In a land where promises often wear torn shoes, in a land where justice sometimes feels like it's on airplane mode, there came a voice calling. We can do better. We can rebuild smarter. And we can become even greater. This is not fictional. This is Nigeria. This is not Hollywood. This is nationhood. A nation still sketching the portrait of who she was meant to be. And in that sketch, a man rose. Ex-Governor's son, Celestine Omehia. Arbitrary way off. He rose not with empty slogans, but with vision. He rose not with baseless claims, but with blueprints of courage and wisdom. So this gathering is not his. This gathering is for all of us. This is not just history. This is an assignment. This is destiny. Omehia looked at a country called Nigeria, where justice sometimes bends like a weak spine, where governance stumbles like a drunk man in daylight. But he dared to ask, what if we restructure? What if we redraw the maps so provinces matter? What if we strengthen the judiciary that justice can finally stand taller? In his words, I mentioned in the book the issue of geopolitical arrangement, different from the regional arrangement that we have, that the 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria remain recognized as problems, not region. And in my opinion, isn't it proven that regions divide us? Isn't it obvious that problems can unite us? Old blocks recycled and a new foundation be restored. The habit of the book, Restructuring. A bold push. A bold push to who we can become. A touchlight, a call for change and self-reliance. But for how long? are we going to say Nigeria will be better? We are asking how, we are asking when, we are asking what do we do? For how long are we going to pray for change? We are putting systems in place to hold it firm. So Omehia says over and over again, now. Not tomorrow, not someday, but now. Now when promise can rise. Now when justice can stand. Now when Nigeria can fly like an eagle and rip the skies like the giant of Africa she is. Now. So dear audience, this book is not about government. This book is about us. It's about every Nigerian who dreams of a system that works. It's not about the powerful, it's about the people. Because nations don't change by magic. Nations change when its citizens rise and blaze it. Nations change when leaders rise, when justice stands, when the systems are working. So to my dear audience, today we are not just launching a book. We are launching a possibility. We are crowning an idea. We are saying enough of airplane mode in Nigeria. Nigeria must glow in glory mode. And to my listeners, please do not look at me today, nod your head and clap for me. Oh, nice poem. I want you to clap for the author. Who is the reason we are gathered? Because we are here to join our voices to his, to re-echo an actionable noise of reflection towards the restructuring movement. Because this is time to stop patching the cracks and rebuild the foundations from the scratch. So with voices like Omeia's and choices like ours, Nigeria can become better. We can do better. And we won't stop until we get it right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please let's keep clapping for Ivan as she leaves the stage. Thank you so much, Amar, for that wonderful and beautiful rendition. Ladies and gentlemen, we are quickly concluding this event, and before we close, I'd like to invite the daughter of the author, Barrister Kechikama Omehia Olowolaju, to come and give the closing remarks as we prepare to close this event. Can we give her a round of applause? Good evening, everybody. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of my family, I want to sincerely thank you all for honoring my father today with your presence at this memorable book presentation and launch. This occasion is not just about celebrating the book, but about celebrating a life of service, integrity, and devotion to ideas that can transform our society. To my father, a husband, my best friend, a mentor, and above all, a loving dad. We are deeply proud of you. Your courage, your wisdom, and your unwavering commitment to truth and justice continue to inspire us, not only as your children, but as Nigerians who believe in a better tomorrow. To all our guests, we are grateful for your prayers, your support, and your encouragement. We hope that this book you have helped us launch today will not only enlighten, but also spark conversations that will shape the future of our nation. Thank you, and may God bless us all. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am.
To close this event at this point, I'd like to implore everyone in the audience to please rise as we take the national anthem. Can we all rise and be at attention?
Nigeria,
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Just a few announcements. If you're still interested in getting a copy of the book or making a pledge or making a live donation, kindly signify to one of the ushers, the beautiful ladies in Ankara tops, and they will meet you. And if you have gotten a copy and you need the author to sign, also kindly signify to the ushers and they will coordinate that accordingly. Thank you from Nafisa Haliru and Mr. Andy Gabriel, my co-compare, and have a good night.